Good day, everyone. Welcome to Arctic's Den. And wow, it has been a while since you guys have heard my voice. Been a while since the last Speedpaint too, and I got some important and fun info for you guys, so I figured, why not spice it up with a new Speedpaint? And speaking of spicing stuff up with art, check out that awesome little animation thing in the corner. I spent so long on that. Figured it might make the Speedpaints look better, something to look at aside from the shakiness of the Speedpaint. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. So, first things first, coronavirus, COVID-19, wow, that is definitely a thing. I'm not sure if it's a good or a bad thing. I mean, obviously it's got its bad side. People are dying, bad things are happening, Karens are running amok in the streets, spending it and hoarding TP. Not to mention I haven't had much of a social life in the past 2 months, and I've only seen my friends once at one sleepover, and I'm losing my mind, like, help me out here. But, on that semi-selfish plus side, I don't have to deal with high school anymore. Or at least I only have like a watered down version of it, which is great, because I suck at biology, and I would not have survived a final with that class. Whew. And good news, because it's May 20th, I am actually out of school. I am completely done, and therefore, I'm in heaven. I'm having a great time. And as you guys know, I have much more time to animate and upload more often, and it's great. I have uploaded more in the past month than I have in, like, I don't know, like the year that was happening before then. It's amazing. Hooray! But it also has another plus side that before now has been very, very secret. So, for a long time, I've been wanting to do a comic. I've uploaded several videos like, hey, I'm gonna post a casting call soon, and I'm gonna ask for voice actors for animating stuff, like, big dreams, you know? I tried to start off big, and that was a horrible idea. I tried it with mainly Pokemon Mystery Dungeon several times with several different games from that genre, but nothing has actually, no comic has ever gotten as far as this one. Currently, me and two of my friends are working on a Sword and Shield Nuzlocke comic, which is titled Critical Hit, named courtesy of Maya's creator. And I don't know if she wants her name out there yet, but if she does, I'll bring her up in another video, because she's also the writer of the comic, and I would literally die without her. But anyway, so, this comic isn't really a Nuzlocke. Like, it is, but it isn't. I'm just kind of calling it Nuzlocke, like, just for simplicity. But, because it's like the first thing people think when they think Pokemon comic, like, oh, it's a Nuzlocke. And it kind of is, but it isn't. Like, my reasoning for this is because we all started out following the rules. Like, at least sorta. I don't know if Mason's creator even followed those rules at first, or whether she just said screw it and captured whatever she wanted for the canon team. Which I'm fine with, considering, I had a bit of a Lake of Outrage incident. Yeah, at a sleepover. Long story short, lots of screaming happened at a sleepover, and I think I might have killed the entire Skuntank population in my search for a few certain Pokemon. Then Maya's creator faltered as well when I think she wanted a Snorunt, or I forget what it was. So we just kind of wrote our own rules, called it a story lock, and left it at that, but we're still calling it a Nuzlocke because why not? I am really hoping this poster looks better than the first one, because, like, here's the first one. First time around, I tried to do a cool, here's all these characters on the poster sort of thing, but considering, you know, it was the first time drawing every single one of those characters except for Madeline, who I'll introduce all these characters in a moment, so, it was like it was an okay experiment, but it didn't turn out well. My writer friend said she likes the older one better though, because of all the detail and all the hours I put into it, but I guess I'll just let people in the comments decide. So this new one is a simpler cover, just showing off Zacian and Zamazenta and the protagonists. And finally, I'm actually gonna talk about the protagonist now. So, first gal on the left, her name is Maya, and I'm really hoping I can actually do her character justice, without spoiling her character arc in the comment. Like, I'm gonna have so much trouble actually talking about these characters, especially Hop, because, with Hop, it's more of a problem of, oh, that's, you know him already. It's hard to talk about him, because everything we've added to him to make him more interesting, to expand his character arc, is just, it's spoilers. I can't do it. but I'll try my best. Okay, so starting off with Maya, and I know you can't see her right now because of the point you are at in the Speedpaint, but she's the leftmost girl in the poster. So I'm going about these characters from left to right. So yeah, Maya is, I think, like I said earlier, like the writer's character, and I love her. I love her. She's a loner kid. She's sort of edgy. I don't mean like hot topic edge TM, even if she does have some of that, lack of a better word, emo energy. I mean like edgy, like not very trusting. Doesn't smile much. Like she's on edge all the time, and I cannot blame her. But she does have her moments where she's kind of fun. She doesn't respect authority at all, and she's actually pretty likely to strike out on her own for a while, like just split apart from the group. She's very brave too. She's absolutely unafraid to run headlong into danger and has so much sarcasm and sass. I love this girl. She has a few problems and isn't really friendly in the first few chapters. She's actually kind of mean, but just wait for her to warm up to the rest of the gang when they actually get to their adventure, because that's when the real fun starts. Also, fun little side note here, and I'm not sure if this is actual spoilers, but there is a lot of angst in this comic. It's fun, it's great for character development, it's great. Seriously, we just go to Tumblr on some days and look for angst prompts, and if we can spin it into character development and make it actually useful to the plot, we're adding it. It's amazing. But whenever we angst a character, like, you'd think it'd be sad and tug at your heartstrings, and for characters like Madeline or Hop or Mason, it hurts you. It hurts you. But for 9 times out of 10, when we do it with Maya, in every situation that we came up with, she just turns it into absolute comedic perfection, and I love it. Like, some scrapped ideas here, for example, so, you know, scrapped ideas, there's no spoilers. Like when she's poisoned by a Pokemon and the gang try to nurse her back to health, she is screaming to be let outside and just threatens to strangle them. Like, she does not care. And this part is canon, so I'm not gonna give any specifics, but I think one of Maya's highlights is when she's like done with everyone's BS and straight up fights another trainer, not even with Pokemon. I'm talking like with her fists. It's amazing. Oh, I can't wait to draw that part. It's gonna be hilarious. Okay, I'm gonna try not to ramble so much. It's probably gonna happen a lot. I love these characters, so I can't stop myself from rambling. And so I actually had to write up a script for this freaking comic because I can't help myself. I just love to ramble on. Oh, my friends created such good characters. I love them. I can't wait for you guys to get to know these guys. Okay, so next girl is Madeline, and she is my character for the comic. She is the youngest of the 4 protagonists at 13. I think everybody else is like 15, 16. She's like the baby of the group. She's like the typical cutesy, shy, kind, and quiet girl. But she's also very childish and sheltered and incredibly naive. She's like a very obedient kid who cries a lot and always follows rules, and is a huge coward, which mostly comes from the fact that Madeline has really crippling anxiety, which is her main flaw. And for a large portion of Critical Hit, she runs away from her problems and has anxiety attacks, all happening at very unlucky times, usually causing bigger problems in the process. It can be pretty frustrating for the other characters, but she does make up for it with her constant love and support for her friends. Like, she is such a sweetheart. I love her. Like, she will always be there for her friends, even if like her support has to come from the sidelines. I love her. Okay, I think the best part about Madeline, aside from how well she's written, like seriously, my writer friend, absolute goddess, I cannot thank her enough, is that Madeline is a perfect foil character to Maya in that they are total opposites. Like, it wasn't even on the purpose, we just wrote down their traits like separately and then showed them to each other, and they're just like total opposites. Like, Madeline is very childish and spoiled and kind of like a rich, spoiled girl. And then you have Maya, who's kind of poor and very mature for her age, because she had to grow up pretty quickly. And just so much more. Like, Madeline is really obedient and will always follow rules. And then you have Maya, who's like, you know, screw the police, I don't care. Like, I swear, I love Hop and Mason, but their dude-bro friendship pales in comparison to Maya and Madeline's interactions. It's so cursed and blessed at the same time. Watching them play off each other is gonna be great. Y'all are gonna love this. Okay, next one, that is Hop, and like I said earlier, you know him. He is much more featured in this comic as he is a main character, and there is so much more that we added to him, and mainly between him and Leon, which is going to be very fun watching that family drama. I really hope it doesn't seem like we're flipping off canon here. Like, at some points we are, but we're mostly trying to stick to canon. Mostly. You'll see. I'm not sure what to talk about right now with Hop, without spoiling. He's not a new character. You know him from the game. I can't. I'll just fire off random facts. His Wooloo is now named Wooly because that's creative. He low-key treats Madeline like a younger sister later, and I'll be honest, everyone does. Him and Mason have a meme bro relationship and joke around a lot, so they're pretty funny together. It's fun to watch them interact. They're pretty cool. You guys have no idea how much I want to tell you all the cool stuff we're doing, all the new character arts. It's gonna be so interesting, but I can't tell you because spoilers! Okay, well, you guys are just gonna have to read the comic when it's up to know more about these guys. I swear, I'll post a link as soon as Chapter 1 is out and posted, even if it is going to take a while. I'll go into it more in the conclusion end of the video about the uploading schedule that will happen. So, yeah. I'll update as soon as I can. Now that it's summer, I should be able to get more stuff out. Okay, so next character, the final character, is Mason. And if I remember correctly, his creator's thoughts to sum him up was like, awkward yet flirty Italian. He's a smexy boy, supposedly, but he can't really flirt to save his life, and he just ends up being a dork that teases everyone and plays jokes and pranks all the time. He's not very serious, but makes up for his lack of practicalities by being very good at supporting his friends. Almost too good. Once he's your friend, he's not going anywhere. And if he can help it, you won't go anywhere either. Not in a yandere way, though. He's just really clingy. He's pretty funny, and I love his interactions with everybody. The constant teasing and screwing with everyone is kind of fun to watch. I hope you guys like this comic as much as I do. This is like my life now. Drawing comic pages makes me happy. It's awesome. Okay, so Chapter 1 will start off a bit slow in terms of plot, but the pace gets picked up towards the end, with the actual adventure and going off in the gym challenge thing happening, I think, Chapter 3 or 4. We're trying to start it off quickly, so hopefully you guys won't get bored while reading it. The kids all at least get to know each other within the first chapter, which happens in the slumbering weld, and that's all the information you are going to get from me. So there's that. I think this is going to be a great comic. Like, the personalities, the developments, even some side characters from the games are going to get featured, and so, you know, stans of everyone will have a little fun. And yes, there will be shipping, not between the self-inserts, but between canon characters, so that's gonna be great to see. I can't thank my writer enough for being the absolute goddess she is to help me with this project. She is so amazing. Like, it's such a huge project. Like, we're literally remaking a game as a comic, and we're like in high school, guys. Oh my gosh, like, we be busy. But I'm thinking we can pull it off. Here's hoping this comic takes off. Okay, so that's what's going on in my world. As of now, the first page of Critical Hit is completely done, although I'm thinking of redoing it. And most of Chapter 1 is sketched out on paper, and I'm planning on uploading on Tapas once Chapter 1 and 2 are complete. Chapter 1 will be released in large chunks, and Chapter 2 will also follow that, but will be slower. Then with one page once or twice every 2 weeks, depending on how busy I am, with occasional hiatuses to catch up on pages to stockpile. Thanks for listening. It has been a pleasure. Hope to have an update of the comic coming sometime this summer. This is Arctic, signing out.
Hello everyone, I made a major oopsie, and I kind of forgot to upload the old poster onto the video. So, you guys can now compare the two posters side by side, and tell me which one y'all would prefer for the cover of the comic. Okay, for realsies this time, Arctic signing out. I'm gonna go take a nap, I'm so tired.